All right, so Darius, Gunnis rather. Gunnis Bishop is now standing in. Again, arm is outstretched, pulling the trigger of something. You're aiming up this time, right? But oh no, your hand's normal size now. And in your hand is no longer a blaster pistol, no longer your father's blaster pistol. In your hand is the hilt of the lightsaber that you constructed.
All right. Where am I?
You look around. It's a dimly lit circular chamber of some kind. But judging from the decor, the stonework, the masonry, this reminds you a lot about what you've seen of temple architecture.
Does it look like the tunnel we literally just came out of?
No.
Okay, well then it's fake again.
Yep, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, it's fake again. A voice speaks to you from behind you. And the voice says, oh, I assure you this is very real. You've heard this voice before.
I'll turn around.
It's the Inquisitor.
The one we murdered very recently?
Yes, the one who vaporized himself with the thermal detonator. He's standing before you. But he looks different. He's not dressed in his edgelord Imperial Inquisitor outfit. He's wearing a set of very simple robes. It's a human, male, neatly shaven, is not wearing, the evil goatee. He looks a bit younger, and he's just looking at you. And the last thing he said to you was, no, this is very real.
Can't be too real, you're dead.
And who's to say you're not? After all, you did just do what you did. Maybe we're both dead. Or, as I've mentioned to you before, I was murdered by your colleague. There are fates in this galaxy that are worse than death. And welcome to it.
It's not murder, you were an armed combatant.
Yes, that's what we tell ourselves.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue philosophy with you. You signed up with the fascists.
You mean what the Republic became? The Republic that you were trying to restore. The Republic that I saw betray me and everything that I cared about.
Yeah, look, which way's out?
Well, it's probably not going to happen because of that. And he points at your lightsaber.
You're not answering my question.
Yes, I think I have that habit, and I think that's what actually got me killed in the first place. Fine. I'll state my answer in a more direct fashion. You're not going to be able to cut or blast your way out of this one.
I didn't ask for that to be the case. I said, which direction is out?
I don't know. Look, if I knew the answer, I would be out of here too.
I just turn around and walk the opposite direction from him. And I'll pull on my goggles to give me some better vision. And I'm looking for any sign of Zephyrallus.
All right. You do so. Your goggles are on. Everything's working just as you remember. Turn the knob here, twist the dial here. You don't detect Zep and Alice, and as you walk, you're walking outside of this chamber. There's a doorway. Um, it's you end up in a very similar chamber. It's like the chamber that you just left. And the voice says to you again, "Yeah, I tried that. That's not happening either."
I will get out my structural scanner.
Your structural scanner says to you, "Anomaly, anomaly, anomaly."
I'll start fiddling with it because clearly there's something wrong.
So overall, how connected is Gunnis to the Force?
Is there a negative amount?
Yeah, so he's just completely in the I forget. It's like no attachment to the tradition at all. He has a lightsaber, yes, but he cobbled it together. But as an alliance member, does he like respect the Force, or tell me about that?
He respects the Force like a physicist who doesn't know what a quark is yet.
Got it. So
I mean,
why?
he's not going to deride somebody's religious beliefs if they're like a decent person, but he's not, he's not like one of those like fedora bearded atheist kind of people about the Force like Han Solo was. But he's he doesn't care. He doesn't believe at all, and he thinks it's just like this is literally just another type of thing. We have not figured out exactly how it works yet.
Mm-hmm. And maybe those thoughts are echoing through your mind as you're fiddling with your scanner, like, yeah, I know I'm here, I'm somewhere, I have to be somewhere. But that activity doesn't get you anywhere. You're recalibrating. You're like, nope, I want it to read this. I'm clearly in, masonry. This is clearly of some determinable age. And I handcrafted this thing. I know how it works inside and out. I had better get a damn reading on this. But the anomaly errors keep popping up. And the Inquisitor, who has by now caught up to you, uh, he says to you, "I don't know if that's going to work either. We are trapped in a vergence. Do you know what a vergence is?"
I've already killed you, which means that you're not real, and I'm not really interested in talking to myself right now.
Yeah, so he does a thing where someone like inhales and they exhale and they're like they kind of blow out their cheeks like like he's also kind of frustrated by that reaction. Um and he puts a hand on your scanner and he pushes it down out of your vision as if to be like, "Look, buddy, I told you it's not going to work. Why are you still doing that?" And this probably ticks you off.
Yeah, I'll like judo flip him.
All right, give me a check on that. It's gonna be Braun. He is adversary 3.
I would say that he has adversary 0 because he doesn't exist, and I would like to disbelieve that he has adversary 3.
He has adversary 3.
Let's see here.
Adversary 3, defense 1.
The old cautionary tale of the unstoppable force meeting the immovable nerd.
So he breaks my scanner, but I flip his ass.
You absolutely flip him. You catch him unawares. Um, so this
I'm just judo
encounter.
throwing him for the record. I'm not like trying to like murder him.
Yeah, so you do it. For an illusion, this is pretty real. He hits the ground. He's like, ow! You feel the impact. Your scanner is still there, but not usable. And I'm gonna say, so the despair
Was breaking the scanner.
may break
or
the
else my
scanner.
scanner's not broken.
Yep.
Okay, I was gonna say let's just break the scanner. You can do something else if you want, but I'm not taking both. God damn it!
Nope. You're just gonna take the broken scanner. And the guy's like, "Oh, that hurt." So what do? You're standing over him, and he's like, "Oh, I guess this is how it's gonna end again. I guess that's just my fate. Why don't you just end it then? You have one of those laser swords. I've seen you use that before. Not well, but hey, you can put me out of my misery."
You're absolutely insufferable, even when you're a figment of this force illusion.
No, it's a vergence. It's not an illusion per se. I think you have it all backwards. Like, we are here. This, and he waves his hand in front of you. Like, he does a thing where it's like someone has their hand and fingers extended and he's moving it in front of his eyes. It's like, this is all real. We're here.
I ignite my lightsaber.
You ignite your lightsaber.
I walk towards him, but like past him, and then I slash an X onto the floor in a particular place, and then I walk out of the room.
You do. Your lightsaber sparks. It cuts with the movie theater sounds, makes an X in the ground.
So when I walk into the next room, which is this room repeated, is there an X on the floor?
Yeah, so you walk past into the next room. The guy's like getting up. He's like, "Wow, that really hurt." Of course, there's an X where you just put it. You're in the Lost Woods, basically.
So I will take out a data pad, and I am going to start trying different directions and different combinations and recording on my data pad the results to see if there is a pattern that I can exploit to reach a different room.
So while Gunnis is trapped in the Lost Woods, he only has to go. Yeah, he only has to go like left, then south, then left, then up again to get to the graveyard. We're gonna cut back to the action happening on the ship. You guys just managed to narrowly avoid being vaporized by the plasma detonation of a thermal detonator. You heard it go off. You don't hear anything else. What do you guys do?
Well, if there's some place outside, some cover I can move into, I'll do that, and while looking to see what happened.
All right. So you do. There's not a whole lot of smoke. No, actually, the only thing that you see is, you know how the Terminator, when he comes into the time travel, how he vaporizes things in a perfect sphere around him? That's what you see in the hallway. Pipes exposed, electric wires exposed, there's some sparking. Not a whole lot of smoke, thankfully, so maybe you didn't hit anything really critical, but who knows? You see a perfectly carved out sphere right in the hallway.
We don't see any of the strippers.
No, you do not.
Scanner show anything?
Yes, it does. It shows 2 blips.
like right next to us?
No, they're actually further into the ship. So they're more away from you. You kicked a grenade down the hall. It went off, but the two were able to avoid most of the blast. From what you know. Because they're still there. They're still on the scanner.
All right. Well, I'll just move up to the next doorway and start moving forward, cover to cover as much as I can.
Hunt these guys down.
Yep. So the crew also go with you. You guys are going down the hallway. Getting past this the scene of destruction by the thermal detonator might be a bit tricky. So because there's exposed wiring, exposed piping, basically it looks like someone took an ice cream scoop and scooped out a bunch of the ship. I'm gonna make it a 3 purple athletics or coordination check to make it across to the other end of this hallway, to reach the other end of the ship where the blips are and where the cockpit is.
3 purple?
Yep, 3 purple. Coordination or athletics. So you're either going to muscle your way across or you're going to delicately rock climb.
I make it. I have 4 boost die for the next person that wants to do it.
Guess I'll go. 3 purple. I will also athletics.
Four boost die for me, I guess. Try to be overkill, but I don't know. Nothing. I have full strain. Nothing else for me to do with that.
I guess 3 more to rack.
Did I just carry rack across or no?
Oh, you can. It might make the thing more difficult though, so you have to adjust the difficulty.
Yeah, there I went. Oh well, I think rack should be fine, right?
I think so. He has like brawn 5 or 6.
Oh, yeah, he'll be fine with 3 boost.
Let me tell you, not the first time I lost a leg. Yeah, Rack like he's like a running hobble, but bounce, and like throws himself.
Yeah, I forgot he lost the leg. Huh. Oh.
That's 3 perps.
Yep, 3 purple.
Yeah.
He does a
Yeah.
front flip in midair and lands on his 1 foot in his head.
He does exactly that. And the crew are like behind you guys, and one of them, inspired by Hrack's acrobatics, goes for it.
I probably wouldn't tell them not to. They don't look particularly athletic, do they?
Yeah, so what happens is you're like, no, I wouldn't try. And one of them tries and doesn't make it. Falls in, and you hear a zap.
It's one of the little bat things.
No, the bat's still there, and June, the human pilot, is still there. It's one of the other. It's the third one, who is now lying, kind of rigidly on the bottom of this carve out. It's almost as if he was being electrocuted.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he's spasming.
Got some rope. Can we lasso him?
Sure. What check would that be? Probably another coordination check. So if you have like a grappling hook or something, maybe you can fish the guy out.
Sure. Why not? What difficulty?
I'll make it 3 purple.
Terrible coordination, so this won't go well.
Yeah, you
I'll
did
do
it.
that.
Yep, the rope lands around one of his limbs, which is like in rigor. You fish him out. Yeah, he's not breathing.
What's the difficulty for me to try to save this guy with medicine?
I don't know. How do you revive someone with no breath and no pulse?
Oh, he's just dead already? Okay.
You CPR. I have a military trauma pack.
So while you guys are figuring out what to do with this maybe dead, maybe not dead crew member,
I'll cover the hall while he's working on it.
yeah, you saw this coming. Blaster bolts. Oh, I'm sure they all have names, but we have name generators. We can just make more of them. So I want you guys, this time we'll use vigilance because you know these folks are out there. Gankat him on his scanner. And they knew you were coming as well. So everyone roll vigilance.
Technically better than my cool.
Alright, Hrack, how vigilant is he?
Yeah, sorry. Dealing with my little perps. Ugh.
Extremely.
Very.
Alright, so two PC slots, 2 NPC slots, and the last one is a PC slot. So unfortunately the crew of the Sunrise is not in a good position to support you. They're kind of like dealing with the shock and horror of seeing their teammate try to make it across, fail, and pay for it. So Gank, or you three, since you're all kind of together, you see these blaster bolts whiz by. These troopers are firing from some of the rooms that are adjacent to this hallway. So these rooms have doorways that are opening into the hallway, and they're like taking pot shots at you. So player up.
Are there any doorways near us that, like, are going to drag the guy into?
Yep.
Great. I will, gesture for one of them to go to, and I'll go try to find the cover in the other and return fire.
Do it.
All right. I
So
guess we'll use straight to aim again.
Yep, so they also have adversary 1, and I'm going to give you 1 setback because they're firing around a corner, essentially.
Medium or short?
I'm going to say medium range.
Okay. Do they also have range defense like the other guys?
Oh, yes, they do. So, well, I don't know if range defense stacks with cover. I know that certain items can stack now with the errata being published, but I don't think you
They
can.
should.
Okay, so it's, well, does cover gain or increase?
I'm saying logically they should, and I don't think it breaks the game.
Okay, so we'll just
That's
make
fine.
it 2 setback.
So 2 setback, 3 purple, 1 upgrade.
Yes.
Okay. Do its own sweet time making that roll.
It's a pretty big hit.
And I have 1 extra advantage from being in cover. So I guess I'll just have to get out of fire 3 times.
All right. Yeah, so I just read the book. I'm going to say cover and armor defensive bonuses do not stack because cover is gain. And I'm a stickler for rules. But it doesn't matter for this roll because you just rolled a threat.
I'll put 2 into both. How about?
Sure.
Yes, it'll be 14-14 on both.
Dang.
Do you have any pierce?
No, it's all there. It's cumbersome.
Got it. So, yep, you do 1 shot there, 1 shot there. You nail them both. they're still up in the fight. And that was 14 damage, you said? Got it.
I think I'm gonna pull my friend here to a closest room and try to revive him.
All right, so that's the second PC slot because the third slot is an NPC, so they're gonna go after this.
Sure, unless Harak wanted to go.
Go hog wild, man.
All right. Yeah, I'll do that. It's the purples on this check.
Yep. So I'm gonna say because you fished him out in time, it's gonna be 4 purple.
All right. So I can use 4 strain to reduce that check difficulty by Eric. Is that worth it? I'll just use 2 strain to reduce it by 1. I don't think I need to reduce it by 2.
I mean, Darius is gonna say just use 4 because.
All right, I use 4. I use 4.
He's
Using
important.
Yeah, using all the strain.
Save him.
Don't let him die on me.
Oh yeah.
Add 2 more. Oh, you decreased it. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, you just. It's like scene from Baywatch. Like they're doing the chest
Baywatch.
compressions. I don't know, man. Like some other show where they're like, "Live, damn it, breathe." Yeah, mouth to mouth is happening.
I guess I missed to just restore my strain with those advantages. I don't know what else to do with them unless someone. I could get boost dice. Actually, I'll give boost dice to Harak. That's probably more useful.
Yep. Yeah. Remember, you can recover strain with advantages rolled on checks.
You could also throw disadvantage at the 2 troopers when they open fire on Harak in the hallway.
Oh, sure, do that.
You could do that too. So, yep. The crew member sputters back to life. It's like, oh my god, where am I?
Yeah, jump was not so successful. It's a glad thing I was here, otherwise you'd be dead right now. Just stay here and rest. We'll have to take care of these troopers ourselves.
Yep. And then he's like, yeah, I'll do this, just that. And then the trooper goes, and if you are using those advantages to add setback to the next check, that's going to be a total of 2 setback dice.
Yep. That's what I'll do.
All right, so
1 and 1 or 2 on 1?
I guess I put 1 on each. I don't know. Does it matter? Or does it have to be both on the next guy?
it's the targeted character's next check, so I guess you can target them both. Well, but no, that's the targeted of the check that you've made. What you can do is negate their defensive bonuses for 3. That'll work.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think the idea there was if you were engaged in combat with them and you were rolling advantage as a result of a combat check targeting them, then yeah, it would force them to, reposition or do something that'll give them a setback. But since your check was to revive the patient, they're just gonna, firing. Nothing has changed with them environmentally. They're just firing.
So yes, I just recover strain with it then.
All right. So one of them, because Harak is the only one standing there, they're gonna shoot at him.
Not like this.
Harak, do you have any ranged defensive bonuses?
Yeah, I got 1.
Okay.
Oof.
Ouch.
That's gonna be interesting.
At least they failed auto fire.
Yes, at least they failed auto fire. So there's a setback die. I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna say that one of the troopers taking fire or shooting at Hrak, he has to move out, like he scuttles out of the doorway so that he's able to aim and fire to hit Hrak. And as a result loses the defensive bonus from being in cover. But he's also wearing armor, so it's no biggie. He's just now more exposed. And Hrak, you take... let me see here. $13 damage. 2 goes through soak. It's Pierce 2.
Okay. Puts me at 7 points of damage. Yep. Ouch.
Yep,
What's
and the crit... Because the Triumph does that, right?
Yep.
I forget, did we decide that I don't have to call it's not that bad until after we see what the crit is?
I don't know. I don't know what the rules actually state. For sake of time, I think you could just call it whenever you want.
Yeah, just as once per session when an ally would suffer a critical injury, you take this action.
Wrong dice.
As if it's a worth... That's probably not that bad. It's probably not worth using for a 31.
Your head explodes.
Stunned. You're staggered at the end of the turn, which means you would not be able to get an action this turn.
Oh,
But you would be
sorry.
able to move in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I
in
can't
ending
get
range.
there. Can't get there anyways.
Yep.
Okay, so that's... Yeah, I'll let that one go through.
Yep. So, that happens, and it's the other trooper's turn. And they're gonna shoot at this scary, badass-looking Trandoshan.
With a peg leg. Makes more badass.
When do I get to go? Oh. I like to imagine like the Sunrisers are like taking tactical cover. Like, oh yeah, like, oh shit, troopers, we gotta hide. And then like Crack's like, wait up, wait up! Like always trying to keep up. Just leave them out in the open.
So 2 advantage. Is that an auto fire trigger?
Yep.
So, 10, 12. It's gonna do 12 plus 12. 2 through soak.
I'm probably gonna be hitting Hrak on my next turn. I think that's gonna happen.
Is Hrak still conscious?
I didn't. What was the total damage?
You got hit twice for 12 damage each.
Pierce.
Pierce 2. So each one would pierce 2.
Okay. I'm taking just enough damage to go under. I took 12 out of 11. No! Crack gets left alone out in the open as his friends leave him behind, and he gets wasted by like 5 shots and goes to the ground. These ungrateful assholes. Thinks as he loses consciousness.
Yep. And you saw that. You guys saw Hrak heroically do his best, but couldn't quite. And he slumps over. And I think it's the top of the round now because that initiative slot goes away. Gank or Arjun.
Probably just gonna heal Hrak, so you can probably go next. Or gank.
Okay. Pool would be the same, I imagine.
Yep.
Yep. So I'll just aim and shoot again.
All right. Tell me what happens.
It's exactly the same as last time. No, I think I had one more advantage than last time. Well, I will spray fire at both of them again, I guess. It's 2 hits each again, I believe. Yeah, 2 hits each and 2 to spare for something.
Yep, and so it's 14 damage.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's doing as best I can to get as much of the ship covered in blast sparks as possible.
Yes. You're just redecorating everything. It's like interpretive art here with the scorch marks and the cavity that the thermal detonator made. The commander is going to be extremely impressed by what you guys did to this vessel.
He enjoys repairing things.
Absolutely, you've given him something to do on the journey home. Now you won't be bored. Yes, so you get them good, but they're still in the fight.
So if they're still alive with the last, I guess 2 advantage that I technically have there, I will disorient to the second one.
All right, and that just removes their ability to take. That's a setback die for each action, right?
That's just a setback, yeah.
Got it. Cool. All right, player character.
All right, so I run up to Hrak and I open my med pack, take a stim pack out of it, and shove it in him. He gets healed 8.
All right, you are back to life, or back to consciousness rather, because you weren't dead. Remind me though, when a character falls unconscious or below the wound threshold, do they take an auto crit?
Possibly.
I actually don't remember that.
I think I got the page open here.
Like that hasn't happened that often, so I actually don't know.
Yeah, it's barely happened.
Well, don't rub it in. It's happened to me 2 times in 3 sessions.
Exceeding wound threshold immediately suffers a critical injury.
All right. If it's a bad one, I can make him not take it though. So what's that one?
59 be what, 69 then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any, whatever the other talent is, durable?
Nope.
So a 69 will be scattered senses, remove boosts from skill checks into the end of the encounter. So that's not really a big deal.
Yeah, it's not that bad. All right. Okay, I won't bother healing that then. All right. I was say using a stim pack on him is just a maneuver, but I had to walk up to him too, so I'm still all of actions in, right? So
Yeah, because you can, I think you can downgrade an action to a maneuver, and you have
Yeah.
the hut limitation.
yep. So that's that then for me, I think.
Yep. So those two, they're gonna fire at the biggest threat, which now is Gank, because wow, he's been shooting us and hitting us pretty hard.
So Rack has been stimpacked.
Yes.
Yep. It was 8, by the way, I healed for because I have a bunch of the stuff that makes impacts heal better.
Thank you, bro.
Yep, and you have your initiative slot back, so your slot is now at the end after the NPCs. It's always been there, or a PC slot. It's not your slot. You can allocate. They're gonna go. They're gonna fight Gank.
I will activate sidestep, I guess.
All right, so that increases the difficulty. How many ranks?
I believe it's an upgrade, not an increase. And I have 2, but I am double checking that. Sorry, I'm dodging, not sidestepping. But yes, 2 upgrades. So it'll be, yeah, 2 upgrades for 2 strain, and I guess I'll do that twice because that's when I'm targeted, so do 1 for each. Yeah, so they get 2 upgrades, and I am in cover, which I guess is the same as my ranged defense, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Well, good news is no auto fire. What do you want the threat to do? It could be you can immediately perform a free maneuver. You can add a boost to the targeted. No, you could. This guide isn't written very well.
Can I give an extra setback to his buddy?
Yes, an allied character suffers a setback on his next action. Absolutely.
And I will do that. So I guess the other guy will have the extra setback also from the disorient.
Yes.
15, Pierce 2.
Yep. It's a 10 base, Pierce 2.
I believe that is 9 net then.
All right, and the other guy's gonna go, but it's already been disoriented. Lots of lasers.
I think he even has one more setback.
Lots of lasers. I think that's just a blank result.
Yep.
Rear advantage and nothing else.
Yep. So yeah, I think they're just gonna like hang tight. And now it's Hrack's turn. Hrack, you are at your senses. Your medic managed to bring you back from the brink. Not the critical name, just back from the brink. You're in short range because you've moved up. And what do you want to do? You're still on the peg leg, unfortunately. And you're also staggered.
Yeah, Eric's gonna move into engaged and try to shank some people.
Do it. So they have adversary 1.
So that's
Isn't that
3 purple.
purple?
I think melee is 2 purple.
Wouldn't it be 1 purple, 1 red at that adversary 1?
Yeah, if it's upgraded 1, so it's 1 purple, 1 red. Plus a melee defensive 1, so 1 setback.
I'm gonna stress to bump my melee, and swing.
Oof. That's a
Okay, so that is plus 12, 14 points of damage, pierce 2 with 2 crits.
Was that a maneuver you used to increase your brawn?
No, I just gotta do it as part of my up and down. What is that talent called?
That's a knife? Jeez, that's a painful knife.
He's also brawn 5.
It's called friendly attack. Take X strain to upgrade melee X times.
Oh, got it. Okay. So it might be an incidental. Okay. Yeah, so how much? That 15?
14.
Yep.
Pierce 2.
Which one do you want to shiv? The one who was disoriented by gank, or the other one who looks a bit healthier?
Definitely the one that's disoriented.
All right. You do it. He's down, or it's down. So Hrack, coming back from unconsciousness, snaps to, goes for it, shivs the guy.
Like we're using the knife stats, but like in my mind, he like stabs him once and then kind of like knocks him down to the ground, and then Kratos like rips the splint off of his foot and starts like beating him with it.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, that happens. Remember, like, these rounds are up to a minute in length. Like, each die roll isn't just one, like, physical action. This is movie magic happening. So that's what you do. Now, if you are going to remove the splint, you're also not going to be able to, I don't know, can you hop around on one foot, I guess?
Yeah, each Trandoshan is at a young age. It's like kindergarten.
Nice. Alright, so the trooper got clobbered, leaving 1 trooper left, but it's the top of the round and the player character goes. Do it. Finish it. Do it.
You want to get your last punch in there, Argan?
I can punch him, but my punches probably hit strain on these guys, which might do a lot. Oh, I'll run up to the him and punch him.
These are rivals, by the way, so I don't think they have strain.
But then my damage just doesn't. There's my damage. Oh, then that attack is really good thing because it just makes it so that my damage just ignores soak basically.
Yeah, so against rivals and minions, it's just splatter
Ignore
them.
soak. It just makes my attacks ignore soak, which seems really strong.
Yes. Yeah,
Guess
they
there's
do
a-
have quite a bit of amount of soak.
All right, what's his? Is it just 2 purple or is there a defense go on here?
Yeah, so it's going to be melee, 2 purple base, 1 upgrade from adversary 1, 1 setback from defense. Now, keep in mind, we do have 2 light side and 3 dark side destiny points, and we might as well just use them. But I'm gonna upgrade.
I actually have a special ability that I can use a dark destiny point to add my intellect to my damage with this attack. It's one of my abilities I have.
Oh, nice. So which light side or dark?
Light or dust, yeah.
Okay, so you can add 2.
Let's use it once. So I'm adding, geez, this is a ton of damage.
So tell me how this guy goes down.
11, 12, 13. I did 21 damage to him, by the way.
Tell
my
me
crit.
how you vaporize this gentleman just like you vaporize the Inquisitor with your bare hands.
Yep. So this is using pressure points. So I run up. I bet you I put my hands in because I've been watching. Argan's been watching a lot of martial arts movie. I forget if I told everyone that or not. I've definitely told some people. So he just saw a really badass martial arts movie where the guy did basically Kamehameha type of thing. So he puts his hands back like that and puts them forward and tries to hit all of his pressure points at once with both of his hands.
And all of his pressure points just explode.
If he does a Fist of the North Star thing where it's like, you're already dead. And then waits a second, and then the guy dies.
Yeah, and the guy looks at himself. He's like, falls over into a heap. He folds over backwards in a way that no person should be able to fold.
That was probably overkill adding both my... Because I used 2 things to add both my medicine and my int to the damage, which is probably overkill, but oh well.
Well, now you can basically, one-shot any statted rival in any of the books, so good to know. Alright, combat's over. As you're picking up the pieces, as the crew members are able to figure out some way to get across the chasm, to boot up the ship system, make sure that nothing is out of order, aside from the chaos and destruction that just occurred. Gunnis, you're probably getting supremely frustrated. You're trying to figure your way out of this maze. You've been running the scenarios, capturing them on your datapad, and it's the same damn result. Every combination you're doing is not working. But just the question, does Gunnis keep on him a keepsake from his mother?
He doesn't have anything from his mother.
Nothing whatsoever?
Nope.
Just the memories?
He doesn't have anything. He had no opportunity to get anything. He was literally at the ceremony where she was murdered and there was a rebel cell attack, and he jumped into a shovel and flew off. He never got any of his personal effects at all.
Got it. So you're doing this. The Inquisitor is kind of egging you on at this point. You might have tried to judo flip him again, and he reacts as a normal human being would, or a normal sapient being, because he could be an alien. He's like, ow, that smarts. Some time passes, and when you're at the peak of frustration, you have no idea how to get out of this puzzle, which could only be in your mind for all you know. You don't hear these words, but you know what they say. And the words are the classic Star Wars words. Let go, Gunnis. Not quite that one, because you're not a Force user. And yeah, that's what you could used to be like, use the Force. Fuck you. I'm gonna make you roll a discipline check. It's going to be 2 red, 1 purple this time, because I'm decreasing the difficulty by 1. Remember, you do have 2 light side points to use.
I use one, or shouldn't just be one because I used one, or do we get another one from somewhere?
Oh yeah, it should be 1. So you have 1 left over, which could give you a boost or an upgrade.
I'll take an upgrade, I guess.
By the skin of your teeth. Although there is a purple missing, so fingers crossed.
Oh, there was purple.
By the skin of your teeth. So you focus on those words, and for some reason you start thinking about your mother, the times that you spent together, and the happier times. And even though she was sad when she heard about you leaving for the Imperial Academy to become a fleet officer, you still cherish the values that she taught you, and growing up in Alderaanian society, the virtues that they espouse. And so you've always kept to those values. And when you start thinking about them, something starts to rumble. And the Inquisitor gets this really puzzled look, which turns into something like he's scared. And he's like, "Oh no, what have you done?" And cracks start to appear in this structure, and debris starts to rain down. And the shaking grows in intensity. It's like you're in an earthquake now.
Well, he looks for a doorway, I guess.
Yep. So eventually, not a doorway, but a fissure occurs, and it's wide enough for you to walk through. It's dark, but at this point, after running through all these iterations and permutations of the Lost Woods, maybe it's a good idea.
I actually meant a doorway, the most structurally sound place to stand when there's a seismic event, but that works too.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you could just stay there, but I thought you wanted to go out.
Oh, sure. Once a fissure appears, that will let me leave, but I meant like I'm going to go find a doorway to stand in during the earthquake.
Yep. So you proceed on your way. The Inquisitor tries to catch up with you, but before he could, the floor splits between you and he. And you hear something, this time a clear voice. And the Inquisitor does too, because he's looking up kind of in puzzlement and then in horror as the voice goes, "No, your place is here." And the debris collapses. The Inquisitor screams. He's like, no! And rocks fall. Players that no. Rocks fall. Your vision is now obscured. And it's dark. What do you do?
I will grab my glow rod again and see if I can clear some of the dust from the air. I'm gonna wave my hand in front of my face to be able to breathe a little better.
Yep. So you do that. And just like how it all started, you have your glow rod up in the air, and this time, instead of seeing the environment on an Imperial installation, you actually see the cave. And in front of you, some ways away, maybe in like short, medium-ish range, you see Zep and Alice. They're unconscious. They're kind of like on the ground, kind of just unconscious.
Well, it's a good thing I brought my repulsor clamp.
Yep. So you just slap those on and kind of like cart them out.
Yeah, I'll grab one of them with it, and I'll carry the other one. I'll probably clamp Zep because he's heavier, and carry Alice.
Fat jokes. Okay, so yep.
He's not here.
He's not here. We can do anything we want. He'll just hear the recording if he makes it this far. Yep. So you do that, guided by the light of your glow rod. You make it to where the entrance is supposed to be. But now there's a bunch of rocks blocking your way. So now cut back to the crew on the Sunrise. Systems are a go, but the ship, the Chadrafan is like, you know, all the systems are working, but hey, that thermal detonator took some systems offline. We just can't get them going until we fix them. But we can fly. Are we gonna pick up the boss?
Yep, that's the plan.
Yeah, get all the vehicles loaded up and fly over to where the cave-in was and see what we can do to help clear it.
Yep. So what systems are available are a go. Hangar bay shuts, and the Sunrise lifts up majestically into the red sky of Korriban. Makes its way to the cave and its caved-in entrance. So you're faced with dealing with a bunch of boulders and debris in a way that won't make things worse and just crush all the people inside. How do you guys want to do this?
We have a destiny point up, don't we?
Remind me for a moment. We left because of the storm, right? Is there any reason we couldn't just go back to the house and go back in the same way we came?
You absolutely could.
Well, let's do that instead of possibly collapsing this cave more.
We'll do that right around to all right.
I was wondering when you guys are going to do. So yes, that is actually totally an option.
I was gonna say that's where Gunnis is going.
All right. So Gunnis, the door doesn't have any physical like knobs or anything, which may pose a problem to someone who doesn't have the technology to deal with it.
Well, my first instinct is to see if I can get it to open real quick with my skills, and if that doesn't work, I will cut it open.
Yep. So which skill did you have in mind?
Does it look like I can disassemble it?
It's a solid stone bar.
I don't have skullduggery, but yeah, I'll just cut it open.
Yep. You cut it open, and rock gives way to, I presume, a lightsaber.
I have a fusion cutter too. Whatever you think will work best.
I think you're just using both. Why not both?
It's a match made in heaven.
Yes, fusion cuttering and lightsabering your way through this solid stone door. Yes, the mountain is solid cortosis. Take some of it with you.
I was gonna say, if the mountain is solid cortosis, then we're setting up a mine here.
Yeah, you open up shop. It's just solids. It's like dark, like obsidian, not that shiny, but it's like dark stone to fit
Yeah, like a
with
dark
the dark
granite.
side. Yes, it's evil looking. You carve your way out just in time for you to be reunited with the crew. They've parked their vehicle. Gank, Hrak, Arjun, you see Gunnis emerge from this door that you all went through a while ago, pushing Zep around like a shopping cart, and Alice is slung over his shoulder.
All right.
And does Gunnis go like, "What took you guys so long?"
No, he just says good work.
Damn Death Troopers got on this ship, but they're gone now.
I may have blown up a bit of it, but in my defense, it was self-defense.
Does the ship fly? Because I don't care about the rest.
It flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly safe in an atmosphere.
Well, anything else we can fix? Did you leave anyone on the surface?
I think we got everyone now, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
was there
there's
anyone
a-
on the ship? I mean, after we cleared it?
Yeah, so during the flyover, the crew members, the remaining crew members did a check, and yep, they have accounted for everyone, and unfortunately the troopers fought valiantly, but were ultimately defeated. The rebel troopers that you had.
Well, that's going to be an upgrade.
Yeah, I think you should get some like better guns.
Oh, don't worry. Our troopers are getting replaced by Hogan's heroes, and by Hogan I mean Hrak.
Yes. I thought the
Yes.
B team.
I'm guessing those troopers were like garbage. I guess those were like 4 adversaries.
They were
so-
these were like standard alliance troopers, and against 4 death troopers plus an inquisitor, they might not have made it out alive. Just thinking. Wild guess.
So, Gunnis is going to pointedly ask, were there any bodies left on the surface?
If everybody's accounted for, then no.
Yep. The only bodies left on the surface were whatever troopers you fought out in the open. The Chadrafan, in fact, just reports in like, yeah, we've accounted for everyone.
Yeah, I think all the troopers we fought were on the ship too, so I doubt we would have jettisoned them before someone had a chance to look, since we don't know who they are, right?
Yep, unidentifiable people. They look a bit strange. Like they're human, but if you do choose to examine them, they exhibit signs of some modification.
Gunnis will say, let's worry about that later. Pile them in one of the unused rooms.
Yeah, maybe a freezer so they don't smell up the place.
Well, we'll worry about that once we break Atmo. Get on the long-range comms and tell the Dawnstar to be along our intercept vector in case they've left a ship on the surface to chase us with.
Oh yeah, that's right. There might be more Imperials.
Well, do we want to go looking for their ship they arrived in? It could give us more information with these guys.
It's up to you.
It probably isn't too far from here, one wouldn't think.
We'll hit it with long-range scans on the way up, but if we don't find it, we're getting the hell out of here. We've been here too long. We broke a blockade to get here.
Yeah, this planet sucks. I'm good with leaving it.
This planet sucks is like the subtitle of this arc. You do in fact find a ship. The scanners indicate it's a Lambda class shuttle.
It might be worth grabbing some information. You know, Alice would want to after her. They totally blew up her room. We don't know why.
Yeah, how did that happen?
He just really had in for her room. I don't know.
So it's up to you guys. You could do like a hot drop. Chadrafan or June might go and hot wire the shuttle. if you guys want.
For what?
Just to go see if there's any useful intel on that shuttle.
Yes, it's an
Oh,
inquisitorial
We
shuttle.
did I miss that? And we found a shuttle. Okay.
Yeah, there's a Lambda
Yeah.
shuttle.
Oh
Power
well,
sensors.
then yeah. Let's fucking. Is our pilot alive?
Yes, she is.
Okay. I will. I'll say. I'll pilot the Sunrise. Get our pilot in. Fuck, I don't even remember their name. Get our pilot in the engineering shuttle and have him tractor beam that son of a bitch. We're just taking it with us.
And you do so. So, movie scene happens, tractor beaming the Lambda shuttle, painted a suitable shade of Inquisitor black, with a red windshield, of course, to complete the look. Tractor beaming into the hangar bay of the Sunrise. You have one. You have one Lambda class shuttle. Some modifications due to it being an Inquisitor vessel. The computer is probably ultra secure, so we'll figure that out during downtime.
I will immediately issue an order that no one is to touch or approach the shuttle.
Oh yes, we remember what happened last time.
Up in our hold.
Yeah, this time it might not be full of water. This time it might be full of detonite. So yeah, so to close out the session, because we're coming in on time, you do break atmosphere. The Dawnstar reports to you, like, holy crap, we've been trying to get you on comms for so long. It's just, I don't know, the interference on that planet is just crazy. We've managed to evade the blockade, but we gotta go. Is there anything you guys want to do?
Well, no, everything else can be dealt with in downtime. No, we've got the fucking shuttle. Let's get the hell out of here.
All right. So you guys do the hyperspace coordinates. It's gonna take.
And we don't jump directly either. We jump the circuitous route.
Got it. Give me an astrogation check. And I'm going to make it. I'm gonna upgrade.
Wait. Hold on. There's 2 other ships? What other 2 ships?
I don't know what other 2 ships.
I don't either.
Soldier wards plus the other 2 guys that we killed the one tomb.
Oh.
Old Inquisitor.
Soldier Ward's ship, so he came here a while ago. If you did find it, it would probably be kind of derelict. Oh, the other 2? Oh yeah, the I forget his name. Fallen Jedi from Ossus and the other guy. Strangely enough, you don't see that.
Markov?
You don't see a sign of Markov either. So if they did come in on a vessel of some sort, you don't see one.
I would like to flip a destiny point and say that we did find a derelict ship.
Got it. You do find.
We'll let Drone deal with that.
Well, actually, funny enough, you don't have any destiny points. They're all 5 dark side.
What? Since when? We had 2.
I know.
Use the second.
You use a second. Golgis used something to murderize the trooper.
Yeah, way earlier I used one.
Yep.
Then I'll roll. Let's see if I can find it on scanners.
All right, perception.
Computers.
Technically, it's perception, but fine. I'm gonna make this, and I'm gonna upgrade, so it's gonna be 3 red, 1 purple. And Alice, I don't know if she's in like the right mental state to be doing this, so it might be someone else.
No, I'm doing it. She's unconscious as far as I know.
Yeah, I thought you were still knocked out.
Yeah, she's probably in like sick bay. Arjun's probably trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
You said 3 red, 1 purple?
Yep.
Oh, that's a really hard one.
But you do get a light side back.
Oh, I do?
Just from me upgrading. I upgraded
Oh,
it
okay.
to the purple, yeah.
Wow, nice.
Yep, so take that for strain, but yes, you do find a derelict ether sprite.
Oh, Zep's gonna be so happy. We're gonna tractor beam that bitch in too.
Okay, so this is the equivalent of finding, you know, someone's old Chevy Camaro, like, exposed to the elements for the past 20 years. Tires are rotten, engine probably needs a rebuild, rust everywhere, but hey, you got something to work with.
These things look goofy. These ether sprites, all right.
Yep, it's just a triangle.
Yep.
All right, well, we got it. Let's get the hell out of here.
You got it and are getting the hell out of here. And you do it. So for the circuitous hyperspace leaping, if you want to, so to the chances of avoiding something very interesting, I'm gonna ask for a roll. It's gonna be astrogation, 3 reds. And that's probably Darius, since he's the only one who knows astrogation.
I just have 4 green because I have 4 int, but that's not much.
You can
2 more
boost
greens than
someone.
I've got.
In my general smarts, I can try a roll against it, I guess.
We need to buy an astromech droid. Morla's right here.
I think you have one technically. He might be beep booping around. I just don't know how much astrogation he has or it has.
Yeah, roll the 4 green. That's the worst that could happen.
All right. What was the difficulty again?
Against 3 red.
Oh man, that's well. I can try.
Let me look up the astromech's stats.
I mean, one of the sides of the reds is blank. The other 9 sides aren't, but hey.
Drone's gone for another week. We need a Lost in Space episode.
Who let the doctor try to pilot the ship?
Who decided not to include the astromech droid stats in Force and Destiny?
Let's see if I can just add an astromech droid on the companion thing here.
Oh, okay, they have astrogation 3.
3 yellow or 3 green?
It's gonna be 3 yellow. And if it's a combined check, you're unskilled in astrogation though, right?
Yeah, I have 4 int.
Well, so assisting, you'd have what, 1 green, 3 yellows then?
I think if it's unskilled, it's just the boost.
Okay. Huh, got it.
You got it. So, and hopefully Darius makes it back for this outro. You folks, as per protocol, are gonna make the sequence of jumps to evade, detection or tracing, or they're not gonna be able to sniff you out. Curiously, your ascent into space from the planet, you don't see signs of the blockade, even on long-range scanners. Then you make the jumps to hyperspace. And the camera pans to the bridge of an Imperial ship. And it focuses on what looks to be the captain of the ship. And he's not looking very happy. The sweat is beading on his brow. It's like he adjusts his little Imperial officer cap a bit. And he's gonna have to tell somebody the bad news. And he turns around to an unseen figure off the camera. And he says, "I regret to inform you, my lord. We've lost them."
Dun, 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 dun.
Roll credits. Good session, guys.
Get the fuck out of there. I told you Gank and the boys can handle it without us.
So 15 XP for everybody. You do... I will post this in the thread or the Discord. Those troopers, I'm going to say the armor that they're wearing is probably shot, but you can repair it. They do have some unique equipment on them. So they have unique blaster carbines and auto pistols, along with thermal detonators that they didn't use. So the two on board the ship, if you didn't loot the ones that you dispatched out there, which I don't think you did.
All right.
Yeah, so bring up the suggestions for milestone XP to drone. He was pretty adamant on 15 per session. We can certainly have that conversation upon his return. I would say it's worthy of a milestone, definitely. You guys escaped the terrible planet that was Suck. And you folks made it out relatively unscathed. I think it was... oh, did you fight them in the hangar bay?
They were outside. They were just kind of...
In the hangar bay, got it. Okay, so yes, you have 4 sets of their equipment. And I'll post those in the Discord. So for blueprinting, you could totally... I think it'll be fine if you use those to reverse engineer stuff like that, because they are pretty neat. Like, they have Pierce 2 auto-fire, accurate. So the guys were rolling 2 boost. Yeah, and you did actually retrieve some cool stuff. So it might be like a duty increase. We'll figure that out. I'll post the outcome into this thing.
Most of those guns might be better than Gank's current big gun.
It's a good thing that Gunnis didn't have to fight his way out of the cave, because he was at like 17 out of 19 wound threshold already.
Yeah, and I don't know if the pistols or rifles have any hard points left over, so I don't know if they're... Unless folks have the ability to add hard points to that. But overall, that's... Unfortunately, Zep wasn't able to make his appearance because he would have been dealing with very interesting stuff in his own brain. And Alice, of course, I narrated to the drone earlier what happened to her. So it looks like the next session, should we choose to have it, we could do like a one-shot adventure. You guys tell me what you guys want to do. You want a heist type of adventure, more...
B-team?
We could totally do B-team, yeah. We'll see if Furious Angle is up for that. The model of the blasters. It is the DLT-19 Heavy Blaster Rifle, which unfortunately doesn't have any stats in AUG dudes. They also carry with them an SE-14R Light Repeating Blaster pistol.
Yeah, I'll deal with that stuff later. I was running with the ship, so I expect
It's a Delta 7 Aether Sprite.
Oh, yeah, it's a Delta 7. The single occupant one, not the double.
Yeah, not the B. The B is the double occupant.
Yep. So you just found that. You didn't find the hyperspace cowl, unfortunately, because those are jettisoned before they go into atmosphere. If anything, it's space debris by now.
Alrighty, cool.
Integrated astromech droid. How exciting for him.
Yeah, he could put like Fitbot in there or something. But yep, 15 XP all around, pending more from drone upon conference. Plus the stuff that you've looted and retained. For any critical injuries, Arjun, you can roll those in the downtime. I do know that the difficulty of those rolls depends on the severity of the crit.
It does, yeah. I don't
So,
think, do we have any permanent crits though? To like,
I don't think so.
TBG's lost a leg, so
Well, he's
Oh,
a
we
can grow
transition.
that back.
yeah.
But the he had 2 more crits today. Well, need to be dealt with. But again, with the 6-month downtime, you can just more or less assume it all goes away too.
Yeah, it might just grow back in like a slightly different shade of color. It's okay, it's a new limb.
Gunnis got a sweet new lightsaber scar.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys suffered crits, by all means, narratively, you can, visually speaking, make them a scar or some neat, battle wound or something like that.
Crack's new leg is just like an inch shorter than the other one.
that'd be really uncomfortable, I think.
I think you could put in like a foam insert into his shoe. If you
I
wear
kind of
shoes.
think of it like the Deadpool 2 scene. He's like sitting there with like one little fucking like floppy baby lizard leg hanging off.
Good game, guys.
Yep, good
Good
game.
stuff.
Yep.
Anybody who has stuff they want me to do in the 6-month downtime, please make sure you get it to me. I'm making
Yeah.
a list and checking it twice.
You know what I want.
Alright.
Oh, I know what you want, and we got to get together about Prax Heroes as well, and I'll give him some fucking character sheets and shit.
Yeah, let's rope drone into that convo.
What's that?
Let's rope drone into that convo.
Oh yeah, no, it'll be in consultation with drone as well.
Yep. So I'll post the results of this stuff to include the equipment, ships, and loot that you got. And I'll see you guys next week.
Bye.